Hey guys, this is Mr. Pilla here. I'm making this video because the worksheet I assigned you guys, I believe, is going to be a little challenging and maybe a little confusing for some of you. So I'm hoping that this video helps clear up that confusion and helps you guys understand what it is that you're supposed to do. Alright? So in this, I'm just going to read the directions. I'm going to give you guys a couple examples, and hopefully all of that helps. Alright, so I'm going to start from the beginning where it says Part 1, Age Structure Diagrams. The table below represents the population of each age group within each gender for the United States in 2007. In order to construct a population pyramid, you must first calculate the percentage of the population in each subgroup. For example, the United States' total population in 2007 was 301,140,000. The population of males up to the age of 4 was 10,635,000. So here's how you would calculate that percentage. All right, for any percentage, you need to take the age group and divide it by the total population, and then multiply it by 100. So in this case, our age group of males up to the age of 4 was 10,635,000. Okay, so we're going to put that at the top of our fraction. On the bottom of our fraction, we're going to put the total population, which was 301,140,000. Okay, so you divide those two numbers, and then you multiply your result by 100. And in this case, you should wind up with 3.5%. All right. I suggest doing that on the calculator just so you can see for yourself that that's the answer that you should be getting. Okay. Complete these calculations for each age group in the table below. So let's look at the table below. We see a couple things. First, all the way to the left, we see a column for age group. Now, hopefully you looked at the notes or watched the video on the notes prior to this, and you would have seen when we were talking about population pyramids, we mentioned that typically those age groups are bunched into groups of 5. Reason being is that you don't really want to construct this population pyramid for each individual age, because then you wind up with this gigantic population pyramid. Instead, we bunch it into 5-year age groups to kind of make things more concise. Okay, so if you look on the left, here's all of our age groups: 0 to 4, 5 to 9, 10 to 14, and so on. It goes all the way down to 80 plus. Okay, we also have a column for male population. Now in this column here, this is the total population size of that age group of males. So for example, males between 0 and 4, okay, that population size was 10,635,000, like it said in the directions above, okay? So the male population between the age of 0 and 4 was 10,635,000, okay? Males between 5 and 9, that population was 10,156,000, all right, and so on. Then we have a column for male population percentage. Now this is where you're going to calculate the percentage for each age group. Now we already did the first one together. Remember, we took that 10,635,000, divided it by 301,140,000, multiplied it by 100, and got 3.5%. So I put that 3.5% here. All right. So for all of these male population numbers, you're going to calculate the percentage for each of them, okay? The next column we're going to look at is the female population, okay? And it's just very similar to the way the male population looks, all right? These numbers represent the females in each age group. So for example, the female population between the ages 0 and 4 was 10,181,000, okay? Female population between 5 and 9 was 9,718,000, and so on. All right. The final column we have here is the female population percentage, and it works the same way that the male population percentage worked. You're going to take the number of that age group, the population size of that age group for females. You're going to divide it by 301,140,000 because that's the total population size. and then you're going to multiply it by 100 to get a percentage. Now, I also did this one for you, but I would still suggest you put this in the calculator to see if you get the same answer. You got to do 10,181,000 divided by 301,140,000 times 100, and you should get 3.4. Now, you probably are going to get like 3.3 something, 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 something. I just rounded it to 3.4. So you are allowed to round to the nearest tenth. Okay? Alright. So that's how you're going to do the first page. You're essentially just filling in the percentages for all of these age groups. Now, once you're done that, you're going to move on to the second page. Alright? And let's read the instructions on the second page. It says, using the space at the bottom of this page, construct a population pyramid for the United States using the data in the table you constructed. An example of a population pyramid is provided below. The figures along the x-axis represent the calculated percentages of the population, while points along the y-axis represent age groups. A line drawn down the middle of the graph separates the male and female populations. You should use a different color for each side of the graph. So, what you're going to do down here is you're going to construct a population pyramid or an age structure diagram. Remember, I said in the notes, it can be called either, okay? So let's take a look at our population pyramid, our age structure diagram, okay? Here to the very right, we see our age groups, the very same age groups that we saw on the first page. Down on the x-axis, as it said, are our percentages. Now remember, in the notes, we learned that a population pyramid is a double-sided bar graph, where you start in the middle and work your way out to the left, or work your way out to the right. Alright? On this, you're going to essentially make the bars that represent each age group for each gender. Okay? Now, I did the first two for you. Alright? If you recall on the first page, let me scroll back up here. Males between 0 and 4 made up 3.5% of the population. So, on our population pyramid, on the males side, see I labeled males to the left, females to the right. On this male side of our population pyramid, our bar should extend out to about 3.5%, where we have the age group 0 to 4. So let's see if I did that. So we have males 0 to 4, and it should extend all the way out to about 3.5%, which it does. Okay, now I'm not looking for perfect here. Is that exactly 3.5%? I don't know, but it looks close enough. Okay, I also did the female side for you. Now notice the female side goes from the center to the right. And we're going to do the same exact thing we did before. Okay, we're going to look at our female population percentage for the age group of 0 to 4. And we have 3.4%. Alright, so in our graph, this bar should extend out to about 3.4%, which, looking at it, it does. Again, I have no idea if that's exactly 3.4%, but it's close enough. Alright, so that's what your bars should look like. Now, the thing I'm sure you're wondering is, how do you extend the bars? Well, what you're going to do is you're able to click on each of these bars that are outlined in red. Notice that these bars down here are outlined in black. You try to click on them, nothing's going to happen. Okay? But these bars that are outlined in red, you're able to click on. So what I want you to do is when you calculate the percentage up here, you are just going to extend the bars outward. Okay? Or even bring them in, because they all start at 1%, and if you end up with a result that's less than 1%, which you can push the bar in. But you're essentially just going to move the bar out to whatever percentage you will come up with, okay? So let's do this as an example real quick. We'll do males between 5 and 9. Okay, the male population between 5 and 9 was 10,156,000. 10,156,000. So if we take out our calculator, and you can do this with me, just so you make sure you get the same answer. If you do 10,156,000 divided by 301,140,000, you take that number and multiply it by 100, and you should wind up with 3.4%. Alright? Now I ended up with 3.3725177 and so on. I rounded it to 3.4. Okay? Going down to our graph, alright, we want this bar here that's on the male side for ages 5 to 9 to stretch out to 3.4. So I'm going to take this bar and I'm going to move it all the way out to about 3.4. Now, do I know exactly where 3.4 is? I know it's between 3 and 4, closer to the 3, right? But as long as it's less than this bar here, which was, remember, 3.5, as long as you make it a little less than that, you're good, okay? So now I have a bar that extends out to 3.4, okay? You're going to do this for all of these bars, again, that are outlined in red. Just make sure that, you know, the bars are an approximation of where they should be. As long as it looks close enough, that's fine with me, alright? Alright, and that is the tutorial for how to complete this population pyramid and how to just complete this worksheet in general. If you're still confused about any of this, please email me, message me, do whatever you gotta do to contact me. Please get in touch with me so that way I can clear up that confusion, I can answer any questions, and I can get you on the right path. Alright, guys? Alright, well, I'll talk to you guys another time, and I'll see you soon. Bye.